Hey, 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 I'm Narsha and I'm back with another interview, this time with famous esport personality Khaldor. How are you doing on this fine Sunday night?
Really well. We had a great tournament so far. It's a lot of fun meeting Sweden again. So yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, I can see you are. And first of all, thanks for a great cast last night in the show match. Like, it seemed like you and Grubby really had a good time casting that game.
I mean, it was a fun one, especially seeing Mena all of a sudden on a frontliner, and he's been talking about it quite a bit. So it was definitely, it took the pressure off, and the teams were still trying pretty hard, and we had a lot of kills there. So it was an easy to cast game, and Grubby and I just rolled with it. So yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we were kind of afraid it was just going to be like random clown fiesta, but it was really fun for everyone involved. But speaking of clown fiesta, we just saw MVP Black versus Roll20. They are 1-1 at the moment, so NA took another map off of MVP Black. Do you think they can take it all the way and win this series?
I mean, if that would have been the first map, then the response would have been NA Lul. But with them winning the first one, that was actually really impressive. I had a few interviews and came back and saw the screen and I couldn't believe my eyes. I said, wait a second, they won the first map, so that in itself is already extremely impressive. So I'm not quite sure what exactly was the problem on the last map. I came in a bit late, but it felt even with the comfort picks, Roll20 had problems. So I guess the Koreans just realized, hey, we have to try hard this completely or we might even lose it. It's going to be rough for Roll20, but I would not mind if another Western team in another region would give them a bit of trouble. So I would actually enjoy Roll20 taking at least one more map.
Yeah, I agree. Like, we can say NA all we want. It's fun. It's a great meme, but it's fun if they also can like raise the standard. It's good for the scene overall.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, as much as we banter with North America, in the end, I don't really want Europe to be the dominating force. I want all the regions being roughly on the same level so that in every tournament that you have both of, or all of the regions just really battling it out on eye level and then banter between casters, between players all the time. So the memes and everything is fun, but it's all in good spirit. In the end, we all want the same. We want every region to get stronger, perform on a high level so that the audience and we as casters just can enjoy the game and talk about it all day long. So we need everyone to step it up a little bit. And right now, Europe already bridging the gap to the Asian teams, to China, to Korea, which is super enjoyable. And we have two teams in the top three. I mean, it's the dream.
Yeah, because Europe has had a great tournament so far. Like, winning everything we want to win almost, like without showing too much. And now we got two European teams in the winners bracket final. And do you think Europe has just gotten a lot better, or are the other regions just slacking?
I think it's both a little bit. You could see from some of the Korean teams that they apparently didn't really do their research. For me, it was really transparent when we saw the Diablo ban on Tomb of the Spider Queen against Dignitas over the Stitches ban. That is something that makes absolutely no sense to me. And if you really research your opponent, then you must realize that Dignitas is relying so heavily on the Stitches that you just cannot let that go through. And they don't really put that emphasis on Diablo. And in that game, there was an immediate punishment. Stitches picked up and then they got destroyed. So to me, that's a bit of a problem on the Korean side where they are not respecting their opponents as much as they should. And at the same time, I believe that HGC just benefits Europe a lot because you have now a lot more practice, you have a lot more possibilities for the team to just grow, to constantly get training, and that really helps them to get better as a region. So I feel there's a couple of aspects that come into this tournament why Europe is doing so well.
And I have to mention that since you touched upon it, the HGC Europe, like the league, is looking really strong. There's a lot of really good teams, and we saw it even with the two open division teams that qualified for the HGC. Now they are also looking really good, and the spots for the next BlizzCon or to go to BlizzCon, that can be really tight.
It can be a really rough battle because we have a few shifts in the teams, and that is already going to be great. Eternal being now a player of playing Ducks is going to help them a lot, and I saw a few scrims and it was actually really impressive. Then you have Ethereal Angel now on the side of the experts, and every single team seems to have stepped it up a little bit. And even the open division teams that come in now, they have a lot of good talent, players that we know from the past, and I think it's going to be a fantastic season. I can't wait to get back and start casting it.
So who's going to go to BlizzCon from Europe?
It's a rough one at this point, but I still believe there's a very high chance that we have up at the top, once again, Fnatic and Dignitas. The big three seem to do incredibly well. Liquid is struggling a little bit more right now, but I believe that they will always bounce back. They will find the meta that they're comfortable with. They're a great team. They know how to work and to improve when they have a bit of a downtime or of a slump, so that's not really an issue. So I think they're going to bounce back heavily. But overall, I believe that the two teams that we have here, it's going to be very rough to get past them. Then again, it's another half year. There's a lot of patches, a lot of new heroes to come. Things will change, so it's a bit early to say, but I think that Dignitas and Fnatic are again two of the top candidates to make it a BlizzCon.
So just quick, going back to Sweden, what do you think about the format and how things have turned out here in the mid-season Brawl?
I like the format a lot. I'm usually a huge fan of the GSL style system, the group stages. The big problem that you have with that is that a single team, if you lose against one team twice, you're out of the tournament, so a single team can eliminate you. And especially in Heroes of the Storm, where drafts are important, and when you have to make the choice who has first pick, who has second pick, the best of two system that we have here gets a whole different appeal. So I think for a MOBA and for Heroes, the best of two system is absolutely fantastic. It also gave us a huge amount of really, really cool games and just back and forth. The players love it. All the teams have said, hey, this is fantastic. We really like this. And especially with that problem oftentimes existing in a best of 3, in a best of 5, with first pick, second pick, you kind of eliminate this entire issue. So I think the format is awesome. I would like to see that a bit more in the future, maybe a bit more refined, but I think Blizzard really made the right choice here.
Yeah, I think so too. I think everyone I've spoken to have enjoyed it like a lot. So yeah, it seems like they hit the nail on the head here. And before we let you go, who's gonna win?
I think we are in Sweden. It's about fucking time that they win. Fnatic is gonna take it this time.
Yeah, I hope so too. And just before we go, on a scale from 1 to 10, how funny are Germans?
0.
Thank you, Khaldor.